I love how y'all have selective hearing. I said I'm hearing if they don't give us what we want, we sitting out. And that's the truth. Good.
This is the same person that literally said she didn't know what her WNBA salary was and that it didn't even cover her rent. Angel Reese makes at least $5 million a year.
Angel Reese has recently made some bold demands that have raised a lot of eyebrows in the WNBA. Despite struggling with missed layups, inconsistent performances, and even getting into conflicts with opponents, she believes she deserves a salary on par with NBA players. As if that wasn't enough, she even hinted at a possible lockout if the league doesn't meet her expectations.
Because I'm hearing if y'all don't give us what we want, we sit out. That's a possibility.
I guarantee you, the intelligent folks, and there are plenty in the WNBA, are saying, will you two idiots just shut up? Sit out.
Girl, y'all benefited from everything. Y'all youngins benefited from NIL.
What does that mean? We deserve more.
This isn't just a case of entitlement, it's honestly delusional. Today, we're diving into why Angel Reese's demands are way off the mark, how they're damaging the WNBA, and why no one would really notice if she decided to sit out. Get ready as we break down just how ridiculous this whole situation really is.
You lost 40-50 million. You know who would clap for you all sitting out? The NBA. So they don't have to subsidize your dumbasses to the tune of 40 to 50 million a year.
Angel Reese is asking for superstar money, but her performance on the court just doesn't back it up. If you're going to demand a higher salary, you need to be playing at an elite level, but Reese is far from that. Game after game, she's missing easy shots, struggling with basic layups, and posting some of the worst shooting numbers we've seen.
She just threatened the lockout. If y'all don't give us what we want, we sitting out. This is why sometimes you probably should have somebody look over a podcast. She's threatening to go on strike. I actually understand it's the way negotiations work in the CBA, not on a podcast.
Just take a quick look at her field goal percentage, and it's clear, if you're a post player shooting in the mid-30s, there's no way you can expect to be taken seriously. It gets worse when you're the worst in the league at making shots within 5 feet of the rim. Even her own fans have started calling her out for padding her rebounding stats by missing her own shots and grabbing the boards. That's not elite play, it's just stat chasing.
Angel Reese may be playing in the league, but who wants to see a goofy 6'6" woman miss layups? Not I.
Angel Reese is demanding NBA level money, but instead of dominating games, she's missing layups, turning the ball over, and causing drama. Rather than letting her performance do the talking, she's built a reputation for trash talking, getting into unnecessary fights, and acting out. The problem? None of that translates into real success on the court.
Angel Reese wants credit. The reason why WNBA is up is because of Angel Reese. She's not getting enough credit. She did this too. She taunted Caitlin Clark. She made this whole thing.
Angel Reese's history of taunting Caitlin Clark, stirring up drama, and then playing the victim when things don't go her way has made her one of the most controversial figures in the WNBA. Despite all of this, Reese still believes she's a key factor in the league's growth and thinks she deserves a bigger paycheck because of it.
But her attention, her notoriety is based off Caitlin Clark. Because she wins the national title, first thing she does, she mocks Caitlin Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with Caitlin Clark. Then she's played off of that.
Let's set the record straight. Angel Reese is not carrying the WNBA, not even close. The league's surge in popularity has nothing to do with her and everything to do with Caitlin Clark. The numbers back that up.
And isn't she shooting 35% from the field? Can somebody tell me who in the world watches a 35% shooter from the paint that is basically grabbing her own rebounds from her own missed shot?
When Caitlin Clark plays, arenas sell out, TV ratings soar, and ticket prices skyrocket. But when she's not involved, attendance drops and interest fades. Meanwhile, Angel Reese hasn't moved the needle at all, yet she has the nerve to act like she's on Clark's level when it comes to growing the league. That's not confidence, that's pure delusion.
If I'm an NBA owner, I didn't get rich by wasting a couple million on something that has no chance of making money. These two, sit out. See what happens. Now, I would miss watching the Fever. I would miss watching Caitlin Clark, but I wouldn't miss anything else.
Now, Reese is taking her entitlement even further by threatening a lockout if the WNBA doesn't pay her more. Let's be real, why should the league invest more money in a player who hasn't proven she can dominate? Why should owners throw cash at someone who isn't even a top player at her position? Reese acts like she's an MVP candidate, but the reality is she still has a long way to go before being considered among the WNBA's best. She seems to think that because social media hypes her up, she's automatically worth more. But hype doesn't equal value, especially not in basketball, and certainly not in business.
If Angel Reese came into the league without Caitlin Clark, nobody would know who Dijon Carrington was, her sidekick, or no one would know who Angel Reese.
If Reese truly wants to get paid more, she needs to focus on improving her game first. She should work on winning matchups, playing smarter basketball, and making herself essential on the court. Complaining about salaries and stirring up drama won't get her anywhere.
I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Let me do the math real quick.
He might cover that. Yeah, it definitely covers that.
What is I don't even know my salary.
Here's the best part. If recent players like DJ Carrington decided to sit out, the WNBA probably wouldn't miss them. In fact, the league might even be better without the drama they bring.
No, my rent is more than that. It's $8,000. I'm living beyond my means.
The WNBA will keep growing, with or without Angel Reese. The real stars are players like Caitlin Clark and a few other top talents. Reese would just be another player who talked a big game but couldn't deliver on the court.
Actually, if you really want to go into business, you need to pay some money back. You made absolutely nothing. You haven't really enhanced the league. Caitlin Clark has.
We have to be completely honest about this, whether we like it or not. 90% of this revived or renewed interest is really based around one singular player.
Reese and Carrington act like the WNBA is rolling in billions, but let's be honest, the league is still relying on the NBA's financial support. These players are demanding NBA-level salaries without fully understanding how their own league works.
If I was funding this league, I'd say, all right, hold on. You got a golden goose. We all got one in Caitlin Clark. These people that are criticizing Caitlin Clark, these people that are hitting Caitlin Clark, these people that are talking as if they are as important as Caitlin Clark are hurting our opportunity. They're hurting the brand.
Let's break it down. Unlike the NBA, which brings in billions each year from TV deals, sponsorships, merchandise, and ticket sales, the WNBA is still losing money annually. In fact, the league relies heavily on the NBA, which contributes around $40 to $50 million every year just to keep it afloat.
I mean, you want to grow the game? All right, grow the game. All I'm saying is if you want to play in the big leagues, if you want to be somebody that transcends the game, you got to have a personality. I will give Angel Reese this. She has a personality. It's ignorance. It's stupid. I mean, it's really stupid.
Here's where Reese really shows her lack of understanding. She recently went on a podcast complaining that future WNBA rookies will make more than her because of the next collective bargaining agreement. She acted like this was some huge injustice, completely overlooking the fact that salary increases are a natural part of any professional league as revenue grows. That's basic sports economics. Instead of focusing on improving her game to earn a bigger contract down the line, Reese is out here complaining about paychecks that aren't even real yet.
I will continue to use my voice to speak for what we want and deserve as a league. Thank you. No, that's not what you did. You said me, I. They're going to get more than us. I deserve more, blah, blah, blah. Oh, shut.
But let's tackle the biggest myth Reese keeps pushing, the idea that she's the one responsible for the WNBA's growth.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Reality check. It's not Reese, it's Caitlin Clark. The numbers speak for themselves. Every major jump in WNBA viewership and attendance this season can be linked to one player, Clark. Indiana Fever games are selling out across the country, not because of Reese, but because Clark is a once-in-a-generation talent who's completely transformed the league.
And the Fever are going to be over 200,000 higher than the next highest total attendance in league history. Clarkonomics, my friend!
Meanwhile, Reese's games don't generate the same demand. Fans aren't rushing to watch her miss layups and stir up drama. The WNBA is being carried by a handful of marketable superstars, and Reese just isn't one of them.
And I have a suggestion for you. Don't sit out. You have a real opportunity right now. The only time, think about it, baseball is going to go away on ESPN. ESPN is pushing women's sports like never before. Instead of having every single person with a reasonable mind say, look, morons, nobody's going to miss you. This is your time. Take advantage of.
Yet, she still thinks she deserves a huge payday just because she's loud and dramatic. But sports salaries aren't based on noise, they're based on value. If the WNBA were $1 billion business, sure, players could negotiate for big contracts. But with the league still struggling financially and Reese not even close to being one of the top players, why should she be getting a bigger paycheck?
Dejanay Carrington, you wouldn't even know who she was if she didn't try to beat up Caitlin Clark in a game. You wouldn't even know, but these two clowns got together as the dumbest people in sports and saying, wait for it, they need more money, threatening to hold out if they don't get what they want.
In fact, WNBA owners might actually feel relieved if players like Reese decided to step away. That would mean they wouldn't have to keep wasting money on mediocrity. The harsh truth is, Reese's sense of entitlement and complete lack of understanding are putting her in a terrible spot. She thinks she's pressuring the WNBA into giving her a massive pay raise, but all she's really doing is showing how little she knows about the business side of sports. If Reese and her peers follow through on their empty threats to sit out, the league won't fall apart. In fact, it'll probably thrive without them. Up next, we'll break down why Angel Reese's latest meltdown is only making things worse for her, how she's ruining her reputation and doing lasting damage to her future in the league.
I think Angel's more concerned about being an influencer, content creator, over being a better basketball player. This was her taking pictures, hanging out with some rappers and producers, etc.
You think you could get a bucket in this format, full court 3-on-3?
You don't think I can get a bucket?
Yeah.
If Angel Reese on my team, yeah.
At this point, the biggest threat to Angel Reese's career isn't the WNBA, it's herself. Instead of proving her value with skill and performance, she's out here making demands that no one is taking seriously. She acts like sitting out would hurt the league, but let's be real, her absence wouldn't change a thing. The truth is, Angel Reese is replaceable. She's not an MVP-level player, not a dominant scorer, and not even a consistent presence on the court. She struggles with her shot, has trouble finishing at the rim, starts unnecessary conflicts, and relies more on controversy than on talent. So, if she decided to sit out, what exactly would the WNBA be losing? Absolutely nothing.
Angel Reese is the most unskilled basketball player in the history of basketball, in my opinion. She has no skills. She knows that she's not a very good basketball player. That's why she spends so much time half naked and taking pictures and promoting things that have nothing to do with basketball.
This is Angel Reese, the content creator side. It's pretty clear basketball is her top priority. I cannot imagine how anybody could view this athlete in any other way. It's clear basketball is front and foremost. This is all helping with things like shooting better from the field and missing layups. She has no rhythm, just like she can't make a layup. Practice layups. OnlyFans incoming. I cannot believe this is actually a clip that somebody put out to try to make her look good. This makes her look terrible. I'm shocked. That was pathetic. And then finally, she makes the layup. We're celebrating that? Really? Taller than hell out there. Can't hit a layup. Get in the lab, shoot 200 layups a day. Every single 365 days. Is there anybody else in the WNBA or NBA that does this more than Reese? From tonight's game, third quarter, in 16 seconds, Reese took 4 shots, missed the first 3 shots, got an offensive rebound off her own 3 misses, and then finally made the 4th. But, quote, double-double, this looks just like Chicago Sky shit from last year.
You got to see this clip. One's down court with the basketball, 3-4 steps ahead of everybody, has an easy layup, and throws it to the girl behind her. No skills.
So, Lexi Hall's right here, right? She's going to come out here. She gets the ball, going to pass it into Angel. Look at this, folks. That's Lexi Hall. Wide ass open. Does she get the ball? Angel not only did not pass the ball back out to Lexi Hall, but she missed another freaking layup.
People thought there was great momentum. People thought Angel Reese could draw. No, nobody wants to watch Angel Reese. Come on.
We know that the WNBA numbers with her and versus the numbers in the WNBA without her also have a major gap. And this really makes us realize the power of Caitlin Clark, the appeal of Caitlin Clark.